Salute molweni mawethu, sanibonani mzikantu, hawushe dumelang magaeng enda. Remind us, welcome to this series and this episode again. Today I want us to remind each other about this divine and eternal truth, which is our great ancestor. The divine truth that we call U-NTU. This is the greatest of all the ancestors. Now let's go in and look a little bit of a deeper meaning or some of the things about this principle as we try to describe it, because it's indescribable. U-NTU is the greatest of all life principles. U-NTU principle, or the divine eternal truth, is neither a thing or a no thing. It is a lifeline of existence of all eternal truth. It is a spirit, the eternal spirit that weaves itself in all of its creations. U-NTU is present in all things, yet it is not seen in anything. It is that present absence, or that absent presence. It is a powerhouse behind all creative imagination and behind all imaginative reality, manifested or not manifested. U-NTU is the eternal mother of all things, revealed or not. It is that grand spirit that bears all other spirits. If you ever wondered who created God, U-NTU keeps creating God. The unquestionable, undeniable truth creates the God that creates you and me. It's you and me, then is God, then is U-NTU, the divine truth. Niti. God does not beget the truth. The truth principle, the eternal divine truth principle, begets God. As such, you can kill God, but you cannot kill the truth. Cannot kill U-NTU. So let's go a little bit further now. Look at some of the relations, some sub-principles below U-NTU. We got what we call Unguni, as the people of Unguni, Abantu who know themselves as the children of Unguni. So Nguni is also a divine principle within the U-NTU, the truth principle. This is a principle of manifestation of life, the powerhouse within a cell, each and every cell in our body. In the nucleus, in our DNA, the powerhouse, that light in there, is Unguni in the Nguni people. Unguni is a manifestation of God in Nguni's people. It is the footprint, the identity of God in us. That is why in Nguni languages, if someone asks you, Ungumni, that is to ask you, Ungumntumni. In other words, the question is about your genealogical lineage. Where are you from genealogically? Where are you from? Now you need to explain your descendancy right from U-NTU, the eternal divine truth, right through Unguni, and right through down to further some life principles, down to biological ancestry, down to your clan names, For an example, let's talk about me. I am Umtombe. You know, that itself is a genealogical principle. It's a genealogical ancestry, the biological ancestry at clan level. Umtombe is a clan name. But Umtombe is from Undebele. That's another principle, a divine principle within ourselves. Undebele is from Unguni, a further higher divine principle of existence within ourselves. Now, Unguni is from Untu, the eternal truth. So this is how these principles line up and interconnect themselves. Outside of us as people playing it out in life, but they actually, the principles that are buried within our genes, within our DNA, as life principles that are unchangeable. If we look, for instance, within our genes, we talked last time about the genetic basis, the adenine, the thymine, the guanine, the cytosine. If you look at adenine, that base, genetical base, you can equate that to, for instance, uXhosa, the child of Unguni. Thymine, you can equate it, for instance, to uZulu, another principle, or the child of Unguni, outside of ourselves. The guanine, you can equate it to, for instance, Undebele, the principle outside of ourselves. The cytosine, you can equate it to uSwati, for instance, outside of ourselves. So the base principles or the foundations of life within our gene, our genetic structures, within our chromosomes, our DNA, in the genes, right in the nucleus, those principles play out and get personified outside of ourselves as Abantu, as tribes. So Nguni is that tribe, is the father of the nation. The tribe, the Nguni people, is that powerhouse, that lighthouse. Now, we said those 4 bases, they multiply themselves 3 times to create 12. It's 4 and 4 and 4 to make 12. That's why we talk about the 12 tribes. The 12 tribes. So Unguni is one of those tribes. In other words, the life philosophy, how we view it as the children of Unguni, it is in a particular way, a Nguni way. There are other kind of people who are not Nguni. They also see life principles and the life philosophy. The same thing from another angle. For instance, Bashwana, they will see differently from Nguni. Right, but let's go a little bit with the interconnectedness, interdependence of our genes outside of our bodies, outside of ourselves, as Abantu, who are the children of Untu, and then the children of Nguni. And then we start as Nguni people to talk about uXhosa, uZulu, Ndebele, uSwati. Now, these 4 brothers I've just spoken about, Xhosa, Zulu, Ndebele, Swati, these are brothers, genetic brothers, which are responsible for life itself. For instance, uXhosa is just responsible for the manifestation, the coming out to be visible all over. See, when the life principle comes out to manifest itself as a life principle and be visible all over, that's equivalent to uXhosa principle as personified outside of ourselves. Now we talk about Zulu. It's just like the descendants, as you come out, show out into life, into space, and show out as a life principle manifested in reality and in personification. And then it's coming down, descending, down into the business of life, of earthly living. That's the kind of a Zulu. Zulu is something up there that must come down. The people coming into playing it, into life principles. And then you got, for instance, Ndebele. It's that principle within those genes, those gene bases, that principle in there that is responsible for our growth and development as people of Unguni, Ndebele, is as if there is this long breast that feeds its children from far and wide. The milk that comes from there, that is a principle of growth and development within our genes as it plays out to all of us as people. Yet the fourth principle that we can personify it as Uswati outside of ourselves, as a person or as people, children of Unguni, we talk about Uswati. That is about the discipline which is within our lives, within our genes, within our character. That keeps our morality. That keeps us in the path of life, in the path of righteousness, wherein if we go in that path, we will find life eternal, the discipline of life. The spirituality and otherwise, the discipline which is spiritual, which is also otherwise. So this is an interconnectedness of the children of Nguni. Spiritually speaking, these are principles within ourselves, personified outside of ourselves. And they interrelate, interconnect, being fed by that moral life from Nguni, the father of these children. That Nguni which operates from that spirit of U-NTU, the eternal truth, that can be seen in everything that is created and in all his children. So, remind us, we got a leadership, a divine leadership. We said the other day we've got genetic elders, we've got genetic chiefs, we've got genetic judges that makes us the people that we are, the morality that should be found in us from those genes. That is our divine leadership, the genetic judges, the genetic chiefs, the genetic elders. That plays out outside of ourselves as people and as children of Nguni, as a nation, as a tribe of Nguni among the other tribes. That is the life philosophy, how we view life, how we breastfeed from the principles and the philosophies of life. We are the children of that great and eternal truth. U-NTU. Children of the great tribe. Let us hold it there. For today, I would like to close with this statement. Any religion given to us that does not seek to embrace our beingness in the entirety of our life's beliefs, practices, and uniqueness is a bait meant to catch us out of the deep seas of our bountifulness into the frying pans of our religious masters. We can only jump out of a frying pan into a hell of fire. We need to wake up. It is becoming urgent. Dimlo di ko. Salute. Till next time.